To Afghanistan now, where despite huge international aid donations, hundreds of children are still living in squalor in the capital, Kabul. Aid groups say malnutrition is rampant across the country and access to healthcare is extremely limited. For every 1,000 Afghan children born, 165 die within a year, and a quarter of all Afghan children die before their 5th birthday. Owen Fay has more in the first of a series of Portraits of Kabul.
Hundreds of children live in this makeshift refugee camp, and their parents don't expect them all to survive the winter. Most of these kids are malnourished, and there's never enough money to send them to hospital unless they're gravely ill. It's easier to tell the luckier ones. They're the ones with shoes. Mullah Muhammad lives here with his family. He returned to Afghanistan a year ago after being forced to leave a camp in Pakistan. But his family's village is far away, and nothing remains of his old property. He says he has no other option than to raise his family here, as bad as it is.
Last year we had to take the sick children from the camp to the hospital. We came back with their dead bodies. 4 or 5 children dead in this camp. 2 of my daughter dead, and I buried them nearby.
His neighbors all agree the situation is grave.
The weather is cold, all of our children are sick. We have no money. We have to live our lives like this. We don't have any other option.
Scenes like this can be found across Afghanistan, but what sets this camp apart is its location.
It's the most basic of existences, homes made by hand from mud and rocks, and just a few sheets of tarpaulin stitched together for a roof. But this isn't some remote village. This is the capital city, and all around construction is booming. But meanwhile, the government is struggling to deal with an influx of so many refugees.
The camp is in downtown Kabul, where all around these refugees buildings are going up and new luxury villas are under construction. Yet people here say they get no help from the government and are routinely threatened if they don't leave. But government officials say their hands are tied. Because none of these refugees were originally from Kabul, they don't qualify for aid from the city.
We cannot give them land here in Kabul if they are from other provinces, but they say it's better to be here now until there are jobs in their home provinces. So even if we take them by force and return them to their villages, if they can't find work, they will just try to return to the neighboring countries as refugees once again.
These camps suffer badly during the winter months. As soon as the first snows arrive, the construction work going on around here will shut down. They came to Kabul hoping for some help, only to discover that in a capital city trying to rebuild and struggling to look after its own residents, there's just not enough money to go round.
I want God to give me a better life, or let me die. Dying is much better than this life. At least you will not cry when you see your dead children.
And while they wait and hope help will arrive, all parents here can do is try to figure out how they can keep their families alive until springtime. Owen Fay, Al Jazeera, Kabul.